boys and girls, another day, and of course, another Daily Read Aloud coming at you live from Miss Lawrence's office, yet again. Today, I picked a story that some of you might know. It's by an author that we've read before, and I know I tend to do that a lot, but I've come to find, doing this Daily Read Aloud project, that I actually have a lot of favorite authors that, for whatever reason, I just love to pick up some of their books, whether it be that they're classics, they're ones that I grew up with, they're ones that my mom read to me or my teachers read to me when I went to Upper Marion, or maybe just because I like the pictures. I always think that the artwork is beautiful in certain books, and maybe it's just because I like the way certain authors write. Or some of the stories that they come up with. I just think they're wonderful. So today's story is, like I said, from an author that we've already read, I think 2 of his books before. And I do actually really like his artwork as well. I think it's very colorful and kind of silly and crazy. So that's one of the reasons I always gravitate towards his books. So today's story, without further ado, is called The Rain Came Down, and it's by David Shannon. And David Shannon writes the No David books, which I always find to be so funny and somewhat inappropriate at times. But he also wrote A Bad Case of the Stripes, which is one of my all-time favorite books. So I think he's a great author, and he just comes up with some really clever stories, and so I love to share them with you. So for today, I thought we would read The Rain Came Down because I thought it was supposed to rain today, but the sky's like kind of cloudy, but really not raining much. If anything, it might be spitting, but I picked it thinking it was going to rain today, and maybe it will. So even so, it is kind of chilly outside, so the book challenge still might work for this one. So I'll keep you posted at the end of the story for what our book challenge is for today. So let's get started. The Rain Came Down by David Shannon. And you can already tell this is going to be absolutely crazy. Look at the kid's face. Look at the animals. They're all freaking out over the rain. And this is something we all tend to do too sometimes, right? As soon as it starts raining, everybody loses their mind. They cover their heads. They start running. They maybe forget how to drive. It all becomes very crazy. So let's see what goes on as the rain came down. On Saturday morning, the rain came down and made the chickens squawk. They obviously do not like the rain. The cat yowled at the chickens, and the dog barked at the cat, and still the rain came down. The man yelled at the dog and woke up the baby. "Stop all that yelling!" shouted the man's wife. The dog barked louder, and still the rain came down. So it seems that everything is causing something else to happen, right? The chickens started squawking, the cat started yowling, the dog started barking, the man started yelling, the baby started crying, the mom started yelling. So everything is cause and effect. Something's happening right before something else happens. A policeman heard the noise and stopped to see what was wrong. His car was blocking traffic, and half a block away, a woman squirmed in the back of a taxi. So squirming, like moving around. She's trying to figure out what's going on, probably. Why traffic's all held up. "Hurry up or I'll miss my plane," she told the taxi driver. So he started honking his horn. The truck driver in front of him got mad and started honking back. "I have tomatoes to deliver," he shouted. The ice cream man heard the honking and turned up the music on his van to ignore it. Jingle-a-jingle went his music. Slappity-slap went his windshield wipers. And still, the rain went on. So everything's being affected by everything else surrounding it. That's kind of what happens when it rains, right? Someone forgets to drive the right way, everybody's impacted. The rain starts coming down harder, everybody's impacted, right? They all run to the nearest awning or to their car or to their house, whatever it may be. So rain does impact a lot, actually, when we really think about it. The owner of the beauty parlor came out to see what all the fuss was about. She bumped into the barber coming out of his barbershop and began to argue. Up on his ladder, the painter grumbled, "I can't paint in the rain." He started to climb down and bonked the barber in the head with his paint can. Ooh. Now all three of them were arguing. That's no good. Next, the baker stepped out of his bakery. "My roof is leaking and my cakes are getting wet," he moaned. He opened his umbrella and poked the pizza man in the nose. So they joined in the bickering too. Bickering means arguing. A boy ran by, chasing a small boat down the stream in the gutter. He splashed a little girl and she began to cry. And still, the rain came down. The grocery man stomped out onto the sidewalk and yelled, "Where is that delivery truck? I need my tomatoes!" He ran into a lady coming out of the clothing store and knocked her boxes into his fruit stand. Yikes. Oranges, apples, and lemons bounced down the sidewalk. And still, the rain came down. That is definitely not good. His poor fruit stand. Her poor clothes. I'm sure they'll be arguing too. The policeman walked back to his car. "What is all the ruckus about?" he asked. The whole block was honking, yelling, bickering, and barking. And then, I wonder what's going to happen. The rain stopped. And so did the noise. The sun came out and the air smelled fresh and sweet. Everything shimmered and a rainbow stretched across the rooftops. Everyone seems happy again. Well, at least for now. We'll see. "It's much too nice a day to be arguing," said the baker. "I have cakes to bake." "And I have pizzas to make," said the pizza man. "I could use a shave while my building dries," said the painter to the barber. Then they went inside. So the sunny weather is making everybody feel good again. And they're starting to be nice to one another. And I think sometimes that happens, right? Sometimes when the weather's not great, people are just kind of in a grumpy mood. Not sure why. That's just how we are. Maybe we wake up on the wrong side of the bed or, sometimes that sunshine just makes life a little bit wonderful. I know yesterday it did. I loved sitting out in the sun. But today it's a little too cold, I think, for that. The policeman said, "Everything looks okay here to me." And he drove off in his car. And you can tell what he's looking at, too. Through his sunglasses, you can see that he's looking up at the rainbow. Feeling good. The woman in the taxi decided she had time to have her hair done before her trip, and she went into the beauty parlor. So the lady with the boxes got into the taxi and went home. The truck driver told the grocer, "Have your tomatoes." "Wonderful," said the grocer, "but first I have to pick up this fruit." The little girl and boy helped him, so he bought them ice cream cones. And the ice cream man gave them each an extra scoop because it was such a nice day. Everyone's just being nice because it's such a nice day out. Then the man, his wife, and their baby had a picnic together in the backyard, while the dog, the cat, and the chickens slept in the warm afternoon sun. I like that you can see the chickens in the back, snoozing too. The end. I love that story. One, because I think the pictures are just out of this world. They are so beautiful. David Shannon really does a great job at bringing stories to life. But also because it kind of shows us that like everything happens for a reason, right? It's kind of just cause and effect, right? One thing happens and so that causes something else to happen. And that's part of life. But I love this story because it shows us too how people and animals and everybody acts when the weather's good or when the weather's not so great. So for today's book challenge, I actually want you to come up with two things for me. I want you to do a little writing activity where you have to tell me what your favorite activity to do is while it's raining and your favorite activity to do while it's sunny. I know for Miss Lorenz, my favorite while it's rainy is to sit on my front porch with a cup of tea and listen to the pitter-patter of the raindrops on the roof. That's my absolute favorite, as long as it's not cold out. If it's cold out, then I'm snuggled up on the couch with my cup of tea. But that's my favorite when it rains. When it's sunny though, I love to go for walks with Milo and sunbathe and sit outside and just enjoy the weather. But yeah, I think that's always a fun thing to do. So tell me what your favorite thing to do is while it rains and your favorite thing to do while it's nice and sunny. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. I know I did, and I can't wait to see you again on Monday for another Daily Read Aloud. Bye guys, I'll see you again soon.